of Everett and Associates, I'd like to welcome you to the Black History and Culture Showcase. When we started this event 12 years ago, our mission was to provide an annual event that celebrates the important role that we have played in American history and the contributions we have made to the world. We firmly believe that the contributions we have made, I firmly believe that the more one knows and understands about their culture and their history, the greater the impact on their self-esteem and racial pride. So each year, as part of the Black History and Culture Showcase, we present what we call Conversations with Greatness. And this year consists of, Conversations with Greatness consists of a factual presentation by an undeniable African-American history maker. This year we're blessed to have three such individuals. Mr. Bobby Seale, who will be speaking shortly, Mr. Dr. John Carlos, who speaks at 3 o'clock, and Mr. Dr. Lepius Asante, who speaks tomorrow. And I think all of you will agree that to hear their stories from their mouths is the way to get the information. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce the chairman and the founding chairman and national organizer of the Black Panther Party, Mr. Bobby Seale.
Thank you. You know, I started this organization, the Black Panther Party, 50 years ago, come this October 1966. Come this October now, this year, it'll be 50 years when I started this organization. And my organization lasted about 10 years, the Black Panther Party. And why did I start that organization? What was behind it, the important piece of history that you have to understand? And what has changed since that time? It's not just the Black Panther Party. My organization, we were a coalition type organization. Other organizational groups, several who were progressive and local and related to I knew we were racial struggle, we coalesced with them. But I started that organization. My friend Huey Newton, he writes in his book, 5 years after I started it, he tried to make it appear that he started everything. Revolutionary suicide. Revolutionary suicide. When I come out of jail,
dancing eye.
When I come out of jail, he was calling himself Supreme Commander. It's a private conversation. Whenever I can call himself the Supreme Commander, I said, this is a political organization I organize. You know, what you have to understand is, we started the organization in October 1966. By 1967, October, a year later, there had never been no more than 50 people in the organization in that first year. See, people hear about the Black Panther Party back then. So at that time, we had thousands of people. We did not have more than 50 people that went through that organization. We started in October 66, and then there was things that I did and was involved in outside of community, 3 years before, programs and stuff in Black community, my African-American community. So that's really what was going on. I mean, this was a time, back in those days, I looked up a young man after 4 years in the United States Air Force. I looked up, you know, and I had some of the best jobs in the business. Most people don't know that. I mean, people think that you know, Ronald Reagan was the governor of California at the time. When I led an armed delegation into the California State Legislature. Now, you hear that, an armed delegation, in the California State Legislature. You know, but it was just a tactic, a protest movement tactic to get attention. I was to read Executive Mandate #1 from the Black Panther Party. And remember, this is the period I had 50 people in the organization. And I went up there to read the statement. And I was reading the statement because Mulford, a state assemblyman, was trying to make a law to stop us from observing police with law books, tape recorders, shotguns, and pistols. That's what we had. This is 1966. The year before that, Kwame Ture, Stokely Carmichael, brother there at that time, came out with a book called Black Power. So within a month, you know, brother, young man talking about Black Power this, Black Power that. Yeah, we want Black Power. Go. So, you know, I ran into some of them talking. I said, well, how you gonna get the Black Power? Oh, well, we gonna get it. I said, well, brother, you know, you ain't gonna get no Black Power until you take over some political power seats. Political power seats, what you talking about? Not the city council seat. You know what I mean? The county supervisorial seats. These are your community seats, you know what I mean? These people that want to make the laws, these people, you know, they manage the tax monies, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They manage it mostly to exploit us, and you know, and they keep the white community going, but in the black community we have a tough time. See, you have to have power. This is where you get your power from. And the guy was saying, well, them the white man seats. I said, well, you better make up your mind and try to make them the black people seats. Because you ain't going to get no black power, no real power here until you do that. Well, if we took a political seat, then what that make up? I said, look, brother, down south, all across the south, you know, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and all those places all in Arkansas. I said, there are counties. And those counties, in many of those counties, not all of them, but many of them, the majority of the people in each one of the counties are black. I said, but they're not registered to vote. And now the Civil Rights Bill has just got passed. We got to get you people registered to vote in all these counties. Why we got to do that, the young brother said. I said, because you want the political power seats, the county supervisorial seats, you got to have them if you're going to get some power. I said, especially down south in some of those counties, you want the sheriff's seat. What you mean the sheriff? See, they didn't know politics. I said, every county, the sheriff is duly elected. So if you got all the black folks elected, they could elect a real progressive brother or sister sheriff. And the Ku Klux Klan get to acting up. That sheriff has the authority to deputize 100, 200, 300 brothers and sisters in army ass and go ahead and kick that Ku Klux Klan's ass. That's political power. So I was trying to show you. Then they thought voting was blah. You can sit here and talk all you want. That's what the laws are made. Rosa Parks down south in the middle of the 1950s refused to move to the back of the bus because the state legislature, politicians, made a law that said that everybody black had to move to the back of the bus, etc. And then even if a white person wanted a seat and they came to the back of the bus, you had to get up if you black and get a white person your seat. See, that's a racist law. That's called institutionalized racism backed up by law. All racist laws are backed up by law. So how do you get that power? I said, you have to organize. And I said, now out here in California, where I was talking to a young man, I said, we have the right to vote. But still physically unregistered to vote. You see? And I said, open, I worked with the city government in Oakland. I knew all these demographics. I said, you know, I said, Oakland is 40% black. Another 20% Chicano, Mexican American. I said, we get to unite all these people together here. We can take over the city council seats and take over the police departments, etc. And this is what I'm telling in 1965. I didn't start the Black Panther Party in 1966. So I mean, it was a thing, you know, with me. Because I really got into that. You know, I had one of the best jobs you could get. Me, a young black man, I worked high tech. I worked the Gemini missile program. I worked at Kaiser Aerospace and Electronics. Had a NASA contract there. They put me in the engineering department. I'm doing the electromagnetic field, black light, non-destruct testing for all engine frames in the Gemini missile program. You were putting satellites up around. That's where I was at. I come out of the United States Air Force, structural repair, high performance aircraft. I excelled in that kind of stuff. My father raised me. I was a lucky young man to be raised up and fool around and have all my trades and skills. My father was a carpenter, a builder. That's what he was. Come out. My father built our first home in Port Arthur, Texas. When I was 7 years old, my grandpa was a carpenter and a builder. My grandpa built a town called Weirgate, Texas. He built 5 for the nonprofit entity, and then gave our job description, and we went before the board, and the board gave us the money for this whole program. So now I got 100 youth in the community, teenagers. The 10th grader is tutoring the 1st grader. The 11th grader is tutoring the 2nd grader. The 12th grader is tutoring the 3rd grader. But we paying them. In other words, you got a 4 million working class community, but boom, 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 boom. Those little checks, 36 hours a week in the summer doing tutoring program, and 16 hours a week for these youth in the winter because of school period time. You can't beat that. They got checks, they're doing a job, they're being well supervised. I mean, this is what I put together. That's my first thing I organized for me. I quit my job to do this kind of stuff because I'm going to do something. You know how I started? I read that history. When I read and digested Dr. B. Du Bois, and he talked about how he wanted to eliminate men. And the Civil War in this country, in the middle of the Civil War, the Emancipation Proclamation was written. It said, and this level 4-3, the very next line says, all able-bodied black men will be taken into the Northern Union Army. Isn't that an Emancipation Proclamation? So that was a political tactic on the part of Abraham Lincoln because they couldn't get no more white folks to come in and join to fight in the Civil War. This is what was happening. He ran out of Civil War. And he says, and this level 4-3, Dr. W. Du Bois talked about how 168,000 black men was enlisted in the Northern Union Army. That's think about the numbers. 168,000 guns and 168,000 black men's hands. They've been trained, and they're going to fight the South, who maintains a vicious slave system. And in fact, Abraham Lincoln said at the end of the war that if it had not been for the black man, we would not have won this war. Meaning that the Confederates got their asses kicked. Listen to that. I know it sounds derogatory to put it that way, but I'm sorry. They got their butts kicked, and they ain't got over that shit yet. They ain't got over that shit yet. But what we struggling for, we want to be liberated from a peculiar, vicious system. So you have to understand, when I'm moving in the 60s, man, I want to do real things. It's one thing to sit up and talk theory, et cetera, and I will go through, I will study, I will research, I will investigate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But once I got the information, I'm going to put the thing together. You know. But I am still working for the city government of Oakland, California. And I told Huey has joined me, you know, because I'm the one doing organizing. You had never done anything organizing. Yeah, you have to remember, I was 7, 8 years old, and my whole work experience, life experience has been totally different from this young man, you know. But he had good theories here and there, etc. You know, so we're going to start this new organization. I said, we got to get political policy. That's how you going to do it. I said, well, we're going to write a 10-point program or something so we can have a political party. I said, in a political party, we have to do something to capture the imagination of the people. People said, that's right, capture the imagination of the people. I said, what we're going to do? He said, well, we got vicious acts of police brutality. I said, yeah, police brutality in our black community. I said, we have police brutality and murder of peaceful protesters all across this country. They shoot, kill, and murder. They're not only shooting, killing, and murdering black folks. The young white folks, when they start really protesting, they start kicking their ass too. You know, they didn't, we used to say police brutality, police brutality. Well, is it really that bad? And then when they got out there and got their ass, we used to say, yes, it's that bad. My point, what I'm trying to say here, brothers and sisters, starting the Black Panther Party was not some novelty. We knew what the hell we was doing. We researched. I told you were 2 years in law school, you researched every gun law in relation to all of our civil rights, and in relation to all of the 10 Bill of Rights and our other civil rights. I said, to make sure that when we out there, we're legal, because they're going to fool around and arrest us, and we have to at least have some legal standing when we make our move. So that's what I told you to do, and that's what he started doing. You know. Then one night I was up to Telegraph Avenue around University of California. Hordes of people at nighttime are always up there, up and down Telegraph Avenue. And you got me to recite this poem, Uncle Sammy called me full of Lucy. And that was all related to an issue of the fact that in the Vietnam War at the time, we found and understood that 29% of all the people dying on the front lines in Vietnam at that time was African American. Plus a lot of other people of color dying. Plus African American. And so my issue became this: why should we let ourselves be drafted into the war in Vietnam, and this country is not recognizing our constitutional democratic civil human rights at that time? So I organized a big rally at American College, recited that poem, and brought the house down. 700 people in the place. I'm sitting in this auditorium right here. Boom, boom, boom. I'm saying that's what happened. And then one night later, we was up there, and he wanted me to recite this poem. So Uncle Sam called it Blues. And don't get upset because it's a cuss word in the poem. Just listen to the poem and learn and feel the protest vitality. Okay? In other words, there we are, hordes of people walking up and down the street, hippies, yippies, dippies, a few black folks, Asian folks, etc., moving surrounding college campus, university campus, and thousands of people in that business district night and night. And so I stood by a parking meter. I said, I got ready to say, I said, Uncle Sammy called me for a loser. Well, I don't give a good eagle eye, like three or triple whammy. And as soon as I said that, another white boy jumps up. He was at a chair across the sidewalk. He says, hold it, hold it, hold it. The little white boy with his big bushy head. He had a big marijuana cigarette in his hand. Hey, man, he had a chair in the other hand. Hey, man, I'm sitting over there. The people are in front of me, and I'm losing the vibe. I said, okay, man, get the smoke out of my goddamn face. I'll sit in the damn chair. So I stand on the chair. Now I started over. Now I started over right down near the corner of the curb. I seen the Berkeley police car cruising in real slow, turning. I said, Uncle Sammy called me for the loser. Well, I don't give a good eagle eye like people triple maybe damn for I feel as prostitute, not sir. Uncle Sammy, don't chuck it down, man. I'm hip hop on jazz changes you love. You know damn well what I mean. You school my naive heart to think red, white, and blue, stars and striped songs, and to pledge eternal allegiance to all things blue, true, blue-eyed, blonde hair, white talk, white skin, with USA tattooed all over. When my soul trusted Uncle Sammy, and my little soul, I loved Uncle Sammy. I died in dreams playing war with Uncle Sammy when I was a kid. You January masculine manhood symbol puffed with gonorrhea. Gonorrhea of corrupt, unreal dimension to my ungreased nigga ghetto black ass and my Jewish Catholic Hindu Islamic suit. What? Sure, free public health penicillin cured me. But Uncle Sammy, if you want to stay a freak show, strong man guard, fuck your motherfucking self. I will not serve. Now, that point. house staff back in those days. It was a protest. It's a prose kind of piece. You see what I'm getting at? Boom. But that poem caused us to get in a fight with the Berkeley police that night. Me and Huey gets arrested, another brother get arrested with him. My brother John Seale, he escaped arrest, but when they had me down on the ground, some of the undercover cops, John and 4 or 5 other brothers, another Asian guy, and two hippie white boys, kicked these police off of me. You know, and I come up, you know, and I had one of those little scout knives in my pocket. And I was damn near beat up. I pulled my knife out, and the yellow t-shirt guy who never showed his back from rushing at me, and I cut his ass in the hand, you know. Get off anyway. Make a long story short, we went straight to jail. I'm just saying, that happened. So that put us in a situation, preliminary hearing, and then after preliminary hearing, we had to go before Judge Stacks in the Alameda County Courthouse. And he was, you know, he's in law school. He said, we could get 1 to 10 years. Fighting them guys, this ain't right. He said, if we don't get probation, he said, we're going to go down for 1 to 10 years. I said, well, I'm going to have to make a statement to the judge, you know, blah, 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 blah. And Judge George, that lawyer, he was there with us, you know. And that was a probation report. And I said, Judge Stacks, I'd like to make a statement for the court. We did a no contest plea, and make a statement for any sentence. I said, Judge Stacks, I work for the city government of Oakland. I run a youth jobs program. I keep kids out of jail. I said, that cop at the preliminary hearing said that he walked up to me and told me I was using obscene language. And in fact, I told him, I ain't using no obscene language. We just won in the Supreme Court that we could say the right, we had the right to say the 4-letter word, Your Honor. I said, that's what he said, but he got on the witness stand in the preliminary hearing and said he told me I was blocking the sidewalk, which I was not blocking the sidewalk. My chair that I was sitting on was by the parking meter at the edge of the sidewalk. I said, Your Honor, it's not fair. Now, Huey here, I hired him at where I work at. You know, I work for the city government. I hired him part-time, etc. I said, now, he's in night law school, and we shouldn't be shifted off and be sentenced to jail, to prison for 1 to 10 years, Your Honor. And I blew to the guy and said, that's all I have to say, no more. The old judge says, all right, Mr. Seale, you made your point. Your probation report's pretty good. All right, I'm going to give you guys probation, 1 year. When he got outside, I said, Huey, meet me at the Warren Poverty Office tonight. What? I said, meet me down there. Well, I said, Huey, we took notes at my house. We were saying we were going to start a new organization. We could have been in jail for 1 to 10 years, maybe starting a new organization. We can't organize the people out here sitting up in jail. And so he begged for the Warren Poverty Office. I had the keys and everything to the place. I was the community liaison for the place. So we went to the place shut up. You know, I had to punch in the keys and the burglar alarm and all this kind of stuff, you know, back. So we met in the office, now we started writing the Come Back Home program. We wrote a rough draft thing, and another night we went in there. Number 1, we wanted power to determine our own destiny in the community. Number 2, we wanted to put employment for our people. Number 3, we wanted decent housing, fit and shelter, food, food. Number 4, we wanted to enter the route and exploitation of our black community. Number 5, we wanted decent education, talk about ourselves and our true history. Number 6, we wanted all black men and women to be exempt from any military service because the United States government is not dependent on our Constitution, civil human rights. Number 7, we want immediate end to police brutality, murder of black people. Number 8, we want all black men and women who have been tried by all white juries to have a right to another trial where you have some black, all white juries, where you have some black folks on the juries who represent the average reasoning person in the community so they can get a fair trial, etc. and so on. We summed it up, we wanted land, bread, housing, education, clothing, justice, and peace. Those are the first 10 points we put together there. And then another night we was up there and Huey was upstairs in the legal aid office. See, in other words, I ran the office in the sense because I'm the community liaison. There was a director for the other program. We had an employment program there, an extension from the state employment office. We had a community program, we had a legal aid service, and I ran some of the youth jobs program, plus I was the community liaison for the job. It was a great job because I got brothers and sisters jobs, etc. We wrote, and I said, Huey, we need something else down here at this thing. And I said, what? I don't know, Declaration of Independence of the United States of America I was reading. And I read it, I said, oh, that's right. And I read it and wait a minute, let me think now. This seems right. It says, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for anyone to dissolve the political bondage which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station in which the laws of nature and nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of humankind dictates they should declare the causes which impel them to dissolve that political bondage. Holy shit, this is some heavy shit here. This ain't no play toy. You know what I mean? Boom, boom, boom. I said, boom, boom. And the other latter part now says, when a long train of abuses and usurpations, I said, oh my God. You know, so I started imitating. Martin Luther King would say, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary, you know, and John Wayne would say, when in the course of human events it becomes, you know, see, I'm a stage actor too, by the way. But I was a stand-up comedian too, and I was all of that stuff, and I was a high-tech person, I was an architect, I really got a lot of skills and stuff, boom, 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 boom. But I said, you put this first two paragraphs in the Declaration of Independence. And then when I showed it to some guy, no, brother, when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursues and invariably events they design to reduce their people under absolute despotism, it is the right of the people to alter or change that government and provide for their future security and happiness. So you understand where I'm coming from. New guards mean politicians with political power seats. You see what I mean? This is the new guards that you have to start changing this stuff, to move and try to get our liberation going, etc. And remember, at the time, we only had 50 duly elected black politicians throughout the whole of the United States of America. How many political seats were there that you wanted to be elected to in America? And my demographic information I've lived up. You know how many seats you can be elected to in the United States of America, including local city council seats, think about all of those city councils. In each county there's small cities and big cities. City council seats, county seats, Missouri seats, duly elected sheriff seats, etc. and so on. You know how many political seats I came up with in that demographic information? 500,000 political seats wanted to be elected to the whole of the United States of America. And in 1965, we only had 50 duly elected black folks, that included Adam Clayton Powell out in New York. So our new guards had to be getting those political power seats as many as we can. And I'm not saying that every politician is going to be good, but if I can get 1,000 new black politicians and 10 of them doing something, we're better off with 50 and only one. And you see what I'm getting at? That was the point. So we went out there to observe those police, to capture the imagination of the people. And the cop jumped up and said, now I'll tell you, when we came down from the car, we left the car, we come down, this right in the first week or so of January, it was 14 hours. One sister, Geraldine, I'll never forget, because she had these long little golden earrings. It was nighttime, you know, 9 o'clock at night. And as we came down, half of them had long guns, half of them had short guns. Because I carried an Army 45 on my side, you know. And I had carried a stack of 10-point platform program. Little Bobby Hutton, he had a big shotgun. And so I put a strap with that tape recorder over that and punch record. And we stopped. The cop was out on the street. 30 or 40 people standing on the sidewalk, and we walked up. We were very neat, because I made sure, I told them guys, y'all get ready to go, you're going to go out on special patrol. Y'all been trained how to hold your weapons, how to let one person talk, etc., blah, 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 blah. You know the 10-point platform program. But I want you to take a bath, etc., boom, 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 and blah. So I remember I said, because you got to go out there. And so Nobody said, yeah, Jeff, why can't you got to take a bath just to control some old funky cops? I said, we are being representative against the cops, but we represent the people, we represent the organization. So I want you to meet so people can have respect for you, because this is a very important thing. I mean, we are a new political organization. So we come out there at night, boom, boom, boom. I lined up and the curb, I said, y'all can stand with the cop was sitting in his passenger side door while his arrestee stood with his hand on the trunk at the back of his car, out the street. And the cop is up in his passenger side door with the door open. And as we walked up, the cop was really not looking in our direction. He was on his radio, he was writing something, etc. We walked up. Some nice sister, well-dressed, came out of the nightclub called Slim Jenkins. You know, you got an old liquor store here and another little grocery store in the corner. It's nighttime, 7th Street, the red light district, etc., blah, 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 blah. And there we were, we walked up, some tall brother standing there. He says, what the heck? And we got there, we stepped off, and Huey was in here, I was next to Huey. And then there's 12 more brothers and sisters, one sister, Geraldine. You know, scattered from here to there, 40 feet, about 40 feet. You know, everybody had a gun, some had long guns, had shotguns, boom, boom, boom. And the old man came out of the store. He said, it was dark, he said, what they got, sticks in their hand? And the tall brother, he said, them ain't no damn sticks, Joe. Shut up, them guns. What? Old man said, well, I'm getting out of here. And Huey says, no one, Huey turns around. No one leave. You stay right here. We research the law. We have a right to stand and observe these policemen here who've been brutalized us in the country. And as Huey comes around, the cop has got in his car. And the cop says, you have no right to observe me. And Huey says, no, California State Supreme Court ruling states that every citizen has a right to stand and observe a police officer carrying out their duty as long as they stand a reasonable distance away. A reasonable distance that particular rule is constituted 8 to 10 feet. I'm standing approximately 20 feet from you and will observe you whether you like it or not. And the black sister on the curb, she said, well, go head on and tell it. That's what she said. The cop said, is that gun loaded? He said, well, I knew it was loaded, it's good enough. Well, I have a right, he said, you have no right but you incited something, United States Supreme Court, somebody versus so-and-so back in the day, blah, blah, blah. Therefore, you cannot remove my property from me without due process of law. Step back, you cannot touch my weapon. And that tall black brother over there, he said, man, what kind of Negroes is these? Never seen nothing like discipline, etc. That's the way it went down. And it did capture the imagination of people. The cop turned around and looked. Is the gun loaded? He says, clack, he jacked around from the chamber. He said, like I said, if I know it's loaded, it's good enough. And the other brothers had long guns. Clack, up there, jacking around from the chamber. We knew the law so well. We were teaching the game code law. You cannot ride in the car with a live round in the chamber. You could have it in the magazine, but in the chamber is where it could be fired of a shotgun or a rifle. Did not apply to a handgun. You could have a live round in the chamber. And what happened is when the cop is saying, is that gun loaded? Huey says, clack, clack. He jacks him out of the chamber. Then while we ride in the car, and nobody thought to jack around the chamber when we got out and walked down there. And boom, and everybody just jacking around the chamber. The people on the sidewalk say, oh shit, and boom. And the cop got his little arrestee, put him in the car and left. That was how that started. And that's pretty well that was. And I remember, I told you. In that year we had no more than 50 people in the organization. But everybody was calling on the Black Panthers. There's some police over here in Britain, police in San Francisco. Oh, we couldn't get across these places. And we still had jobs and other things to do. But we got 10 more platform programs to a lot of people. My point, that's not. In other words, we get this notoriety overnight. And then they go make a law in the California State Legislature to say we can't carry loaded guns inside city limits. That's what they did, the Mulford Act back then. So when you read my book, Seeds of Time, you'll get that. when I went to Sacramento and read that executive mandate #1, we were guarding what? Against that legislator, Mulford, who's trying to make a law on us. You see what I'm getting at? Remember, these are racist, right-winger, idiot politicians. They can care less about us people of color, poor, low-income people, and that. And so, this is where our argument is. We want them to live in some power seats so we can make the right kind of law. But anyway, I led that armed delegation and arrested all my people after we left the California State Legislature. Because we were legal. And 3 months later, 3 weeks later, they made that law that you couldn't carry loaded weapons. And because I went inside the chamber to get some of my party members out, because I was trying to find the spectator section. Citizens have a right to go to the spectator section to the California legislature and sit and watch the legislatures make laws. Well, I had a horde of 60 or 70 press people all around us. When you go out here and you come back to my place, get one of those posters, you'll see me and little Bobby Hutton on the big black and white poster. Little Bobby Hutton have a big 12-gauge shotgun, I have a 45 on my side. I got historical posters out there about this. I'm just saying, that's what happened. I led that armed delegation to the California State Legislature. We all got arrested. I got all my people bailed out of jail. And I was lucky again. Why? Because my brother-in-law was a bail bondsman. So he got all 24 brothers out of jail. The 6 sisters they didn't arrest. You know, they didn't have the guns showing. They had their guns concealed in their tent, including my first wife then, Artie at that time. You know, boom. But they arrested all the brothers, and then they even arrested Henry Douglas, and he wasn't there with a gun at all. Eldridge Cleveland was there. He was a cameraman. Eldridge Cleveland worked for Rampart at the time. You know, but he had bought himself a brand new leather jacket, you know, with a black beret, and even though he was just taking pictures, they turned around and arrested him too. But I got everybody out of jail, you know, boom, 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 boom. So bang. And then when we was there, we got 5 people charged only with what? Disturbing the peace of the California State Legislature. They couldn't charge us with guns. Our guns were legal. You see, we didn't do anything illegal with the guns. Yes, they were loaded, but we didn't point loaded guns at people. You see what I mean? We went up there to read and get attention and let people know, boom, 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 the Black Panther Party here to protest these people trying to take away our right to have guns to defend ourselves at the same time while the racist police forces all across America have intensified their ability, you know, to beat and brutalize and kill us, etc. Boom, 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 boom. But everybody's out of jail. A month and a half later, they put me in jail because I was the leader. You know, boom, 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 and 5 other people who went inside the actual chamber, and because we never found the actual spectator system. That's what happened in that history. But that history gave us international notoriety. We were on the front pages of newspapers all around the world. Black men, Black Panthers invade Capitol, California State Capitol, etc. I'm talking about the London Times papers and newspapers in countries in Kenya, etc. I mean, all around the world. We had this notoriety. And we didn't have about 50 people in the whole damn organization. So we got all this notoriety. So we captured the imagination of people. Not only captured the imagination of our black folks in the black community, we captured the imagination of some racists. These guys are serious. Yes, we serious. You come down here shooting at me, are you kidding? You know what I mean? We're going to shoot back. Now, I'm going to organize my community. I'm going to put breakfast programs up. I'm going to put free preventative medical health programs up and voter registration drive. I'm going to put all kinds of programs. And all my programs that I put up was connected with what? Registering to vote. I'm organizing a political electoral community. That's what I'm going to organize. You see what I mean? I'm not just doing it so we'll look good. This is a tactic and a methodology to get black folks in the black community registered to vote. Our Black Panther Party newspaper circulation has gone like wildfire in San Francisco from there. We jumped, and by the time we put Hughes' birthday rally on the set, we jumped to 50,000 circulation in San Francisco for the area. And then Dr. Martin Luther King them called me up. Before Dr. King was killed, Dr. Reverend Rav Abner in particular called me. And he says, Mr. Seale says, yes, Dr. King is organizing a full People's March for the end of this year. And I'm calling you to ask, would the Black Panther Party be willing to participate? And the full people, I said, yes, yes, yes. He said, well, Mr. Seale, it's a broader thing that Dr. King has organized. He says, he's organizing groups in cities all across America, organizational groups in cities all across America. And representatives from these groups, we wanted to represent a broad round table, And with this broad round table, we will calculate what kind of economic rights that we want to attach to our civil rights struggle. That's what Dr. King said he wanted to do. You see what I'm getting at? Now think about that. This is the first time he reached out to militant organizations and regular, you see what I'm getting at? It's Dr. King. Understand that. He knew we had guns, etc. And I told him, I said, Dr. King, we'll come to your thing. And if you don't want no guns there, we want those party members who don't mind coming without guns, we will come there. I said, we want to organize the masses of people. And that's what we did. We organized the masses of people for Dr. King and them, which also helped our organization grow. And with our voter registration drives, etc. That 1960, they killed Dr. King. Boy, what did they do that for? By the time they killed Dr. King, I only had 400 members up and down the West Coast. From San Diego in the south to Seattle, Washington in the north. I only had 400 members. I didn't have no party members all across the country by the time Dr. King was killed. But when they killed Dr. King, I'm telling you, when exams was over in May, right? First, second grade, in May, when most colleges and university time, young brothers and sisters, and most of these sisters flooded my organization. Fred Hampton and Bobby Rush now is the United States Congress for the last 25 years. They got on a plane as young people and flew to Oakland and said, we want to start a chapter in Chicago, and so on. This is how it happened. From the time Dr. Martin Luther King is killed in April 4th, 1968, to the time that Nixon is elected to office in November. In that period, my organization swelled from 400 members up and down the West Coast to 5,000 members in 49 chapters and branches throughout the United States of America, complete with free breakfast programs, complete with free community medical health clinics and voter registration drives, etc., 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 etc. I went to practically all of the chapters. I sit them party things down. You're going to learn dialect. Dialect is going to show you how to organize. And I'm not going to sit up here and talk about a whole bunch of intellectual stuff. I'm going to make you understand this. When I say quantitative increase, quantitative decrease causes a qualitative leap or change, quantitative increase, quantitative decrease causes a leap or change. I say I'm talking about addition and subtraction. Increase, decrease. I said the increased amount of time in the area where you assign to sell newspapers in the district and the precinct, where you got registered voters going to, in that area, you selling your Black Panther Party newspapers, you are decreasing the apathy and increasing the consciousness. You know what I mean? Like a preacher would say. You see, boy, you want to decrease the apathy and you want to increase the consciousness. Ah, that's better preaching to me. So I made him understand that. One brother I found, he was sending a little devil sometime later, and I happened to walk up on him, he was in San Francisco. No, brother, you don't understand. The increased amount of time that you read information about what the race of power structure is doing, and you register vote stuff, you get more confident, and before you ain't got no knowledge about what you got to do. You know, it's the same thing. That's what I thought. You couldn't come into my organization just talking your metaphorical stuff that the white man is the devil. I don't deal in that. when you come into my political education, we learn to base things on good, proven, scientific, evidence-based facts. Now, I understand what you mean with your metaphor. Okay, that's cool. But that ain't me. This is reorganizing people, and we want people to be in this organization. When Nixon was elected, 1968, a week after the election, still in November, Nixon has a meeting with J. Edgar Hoover. 2-3 weeks later, in the first week of December of 1968, after he's elected, after J. Edgar was elected, J. Edgar Hoover's on national television. For the first time, he says, the Black Panther Party is a threat to the internal security of America. This is what he's saying. And I said, oh my God. I said, you hear about that? But I said, yeah. I said, call a retreat. What we got to call a retreat for? I said, they get ready to attack us. It's one thing for them to stereotype for a few governors, but it's another thing for this man on a national scale talking about we are a threat to the internal security of America. I want to retreat. Why? I said, we got to fortify our office. I said, only we got to take a self-defense position. I said, what's going to have to happen? We got to do this. And I had him. I told him to all the chaplain ground, you need 3 people. 1 week from today, you will be in Oakland, Berkeley, California. You will be out here for a week. You're going to learn fortification. You know, I'm an old architect. You know, I sketch all this stuff. Right? Build frames, etc., up to the window, and put sandbags and sand and rocks in it, and it's 2 feet thick. How you take your 4x8 piece of plywood, and you find the joist in the ceiling. The joist is those thick pieces of board bow, and you screw these big, heavy-duty hooks up in there, and you bolt steel plate, cold roast, tube steel, not cold roast steel, not soft steel. Now I knew my metallurgy too. And boom, you bolt them, and you take them, cut them in half, take the pickup truck, go down to the junkyard. Our brothers had a whole lot of junkyards with old cars, and they had cutting torches. Them cutting torches, and we could cut holes where we could shoot back. And bolt them things up, bang, bang, bang. And when the police come to attack us, hit them hooks, cover those doors, and everybody get down behind the sandbags. Fortified. And you will also begin to network. What do you mean network? I said anybody as a friend, whoever, etc., whether it's a reverend or rector, if as a politician, even as a white liberal, a Mexican, or whoever, etc., boom, 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 who got any progressive sense, network with them and tell them we are going to need support. We heard about the fact that they're going to begin to attack us, the Black Panther Party. That's what they did. Making my film, my research, I found an old Watergate tape that had been made public in some of the archives of one of the universities. And there was Nixon, Richard M. Nixon in his voice, talking to J. Edgar Hoover on the telephone. If you know anything about that history, Nixon used to record all his conversations, not only on the phone, he recorded conversations that he had with other politicians in his office. He used to do that. And there he was on the phone. Now, Edgar, I need you to get rid of these Black Panthers for me. Now, what you been doing about getting rid of these Black Panthers? This is Richard M. Nixon. Well, sir, we've been trying to move it. Well, we got to step it up now. I want him out of here. This man has just been sworn in January, and he's on the phone to J. Edgar Hoover directing him. So when you talk about what's COINTELPRO, it was the President of the damn United States of America. They had killed Dr. King. When they killed and murdered Dr. King, they caused my organization to spread like wildfire across the country. You see what's happening there? I mean, that's very important to understand that. Why my organization grew so rapidly. It's all about the racism, oppression. That's what it was about. That's how my organization got so big. Now, Huey Newton organized, Huey went to jail, they shot him, so he was in jail from October 1967. Remember, we started the party in October 1966. And remember, that was never no more than 50 people in the party when Huey went to jail. In the period, after I got out of jail for 6 months, that's all I had to serve, because that's all they could give me as a misdemeanor, no more. I organized the Black Panther Party across this country in the next 2 years with 5,000 people. When I say I organized them, I went there. I gave them the political education session. I taught them the demographics and the methodology of grassroots community organizing. I taught them organizing the electoral politics, etc., so on, so on, so on, so on. But all that year, 1969, they attacked Black Panther Party officers. When I say attacked, they didn't come around, you know, talking about, come out, you're ready. They didn't do that with megaphones. They came in shooting. You didn't even know they were coming in shooting. That's the way they murdered Fred Hampton. That's the way they murdered and killed John Huggins and Buster Carter down in Los Angeles, California, etc. They attacked us all across the country, and we still network. And our party newspaper is still growing. Our party newspaper hit over 250,000 circulation by it. And they tried to put me in jail. Huey was already in jail, and they forced Eldridge out just before Nixon was elected, forced Eldridge out of the country, etc. And boom. But I had great organizers and chapters and branches. Larry Little and Winston Seale, and Hazel Mack and those other sisters, the sister there. Tupac Shakur's mother, she ran the Harlem office. She ran the Harlem office in Harlem there. I have to go on and on and on and on. 2/3 of all the party members was women, sisters, all across the country. And I'm not talking about just in rank and file. I'm talking about leadership. Kathleen Creek was on the leadership body of the national headquarters of the Central Committee of the Black Panther Party. Lynn French, to this day, she works for the city government of Washington, D.C., but she was in Chicago when she joined the Black Panther Party. She was part of the leadership body of the Chicago State Chapter of Illinois, etc. Sister Archie Jones, now known as Dr. Jones, the married name, etc. This minister ran the whole Boston, Massachusetts State Chapter. So I'm trying to explain something to you here of our brothers and sisters once they know what to do in terms of organizing a political thing and taking a self-defense position. In that year of them attacking our officers, some 12 policemen were killed and 16 or 17 wounded. Simultaneously, some 28 of my Black Panther Party members was killed. You know, we had 60 some odd members in that year. John Mitchell, in that recording, that Nixon said Nixon said, now, John Mitchell is going to be calling. John Mitchell was the United States Attorney. And he, at a point there, I guess in March or something, by the end of this 1960 year, we'll be rid of these Black Panthers. Hey, coalition politics, coalition, 30 some odd different organizations across the country. Coalition politics, but you learn to play that. So, and I need the Young Black Lives Movement today. Yes, you know, you have to have coalition relationship with other organizational groups. First, and more important, get solidly ground your African American community group. But do not run around and say, no, white folks can't come. White folks, we want white folks to protest against racist police brutality, and everybody else to protest, just like Martin Luther King wanted them to do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You see, they've got to attach programs, you know, and attach politics. So the politics nowadays for young folks is that we got the politicians. Remember I told you about politicians who were only 50 in the middle of 1965? By the end of the 1970s, and my organization was over by then, there were 7,000 duly elected politicians. By the end of the 1980s, 10 years later, there was 14,000 black folks duly elected to political office throughout the United States of America. You see what I'm getting at? By the night, there's over 20,000 black folks duly elected to political office throughout the United States of America. Now, that doesn't mean all of them are good, et cetera, et cetera. But step by step, well, wait a minute, step by step, they've got a lot of things done. They've got a lot of things done. And you see what they did with Barack Obama the right way. They blocked, they blocked, they blocked, they blocked, they blocked, they blocked. Now, the brother was on the right track, say what the hell you want to say. He was a top right, outright, he was. I'm telling you, that is what we needed, and we need more and more and more of it. In Baltimore, who had just got elected there, when that very young brother Ray was killed, and she came out, and yeah, it wasn't no horrendous style of killing, murder, like the others, you know, just blowing people away, but she said no. And she went and did her quick research before, and she charged all of them. Half the charges was negligence, but she charged half. You see what I mean? In other words, this is the new guards we need. You see what I mean? And we need 10,000 more, like this Sister Melba. That's just the kind of stuff we gotta have amongst the existing 20,000 politicians. That's the kind of stuff. And that's how our struggle continues. Brothers, you know what? We can go on and on and on and on and on and on. I'm going to say this here. I am struggling, at my age, still alive, to put together an environmental innovation youth jobs project. Now, I'm working with different organizations. Now, I'm going to call this, of course, with one of my former Black Panther Party members, who lives right here in Philadelphia. You know, kind of September man. And I'm coalescing with him to broaden my program of environmental innovation youth jobs project. Remember I started out with youth jobs project? Did I tell you that the city government, I think I told you the city government, the city of Richmond, California gave me a proclamation for starting the first youth jobs program. You see, so if you pay attention to these things, employment, income, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, but you have to have that, you have to maintain a consciousness. You know, and all that dumb stuff that Trump is doing, oh my God, I love it. You know what I mean? I mean, I love it in the sense that right-wing racist Republican group who've been blocking our president, you know what I mean, was falling apart. Crazy ass Trump. That dude, I damn. Now, here's Bush, the establishment politician of establishment politicians. Got $130 million. He spent $108 million of it trying to get into the double digits of the polls, and he never got into the double digits hardly of the polls. I says, damn, big money didn't work, it didn't work. In Richmond, California, the same group that gave me that proclamation, they had the same thing in Richmond, California, because we got Chevron oil there, in that city there, you know, etc. Chevron all went out in one thing, all the big money to take over all the seats in city council in Richmond, boom, boom, boom. Remember, those are political power seats, right? Boom, 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 boom. The brothers and the sisters got together, and a couple of white left radicals, etc., boom, 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 and beat all of the big time money candidates and still held on to those political policies. And I can't emphasize enough. You know, the young brothers with the Black Lives Movement will also have to relate the positive, progressive brothers and sisters in these political seats. And these political seats are important because we can change stuff, we can shift stuff, we can give things new direction. I mean, these cities, you remember that infrastructure bill, what, 6 years ago? You know, it was pushed up there and those right-wing racists blocked it. That would have kicked 1.5 million jobs. I'm talking about righteous income. This is construction jobs. The offshoot jobs would have been another 2 or 3 million. I'm telling you, it happens that way. You know, that wouldn't have happened. You know, but, and while we struggle for wealth, we need employment, and while we struggle, we need health care, etc. That's what's happening. So I like to say this, look, ours is a struggle for our constitutional, democratic, civil, and human rights, not only to be established, but to be enforced, etc. Ours is a struggle to make sure that we have progressive, relevant program. What Bernie Casey is saying, what Bernie is saying, he's right. Should be free tuition, yes. Should be free health care, yes. All of that. You know what I mean? We live in an overdeveloped, high-tech, fast-paced, computerized, scientific, technological, social, an overdeveloped, high-tech, fast-paced, computerized, scientific, technological, social order. It's not even the 40s and the 60s when I was there. We didn't have no damn computers back in the days. We had an AB disk machine, a mimeograph machine. Some of you know exactly what we had. You know, we got damn computers out, we got a radio show or something going. We was doing it. Man, we got technology here, but that technology, we got to use that stuff, etc. And I want to see that Republican Party crap fall apart. I want to see them whether it's Bernie or whatever, wins on the Democratic side because the least is progressive. And then we're going to get in their case to get the same program that Obama started, etc. And better. So I want you to help me out. I want you to buy some books and some historical posters, etc. You see me out there. And I always take these things to colleges and stuff, etc. It keeps me alive, it keeps me putting things together, it keeps programs. I'm still trying to do a movie and a film, and we'll see what happens there if I can ever get that thing off the ground, et cetera, you know. But yeah, that's our human involvement history, and this is where we are. Our young brothers and sisters, we need to hang with them. There's many of us doing something good, stand behind them. Don't fuss at them, don't beat at them, just talk to them, etc. and make sure you know what they're going to do, etc. You know what I mean? Even if you want to be a police officer, support them. You see what I mean? We need as many decent people in the police force who will help stop the racist police system. You see what I mean? When I was in Philadelphia, that first black man was made commissioner of police, remember, years ago when I was here. I happened to do a television show, and I did it with him, etc. So I got to know him. You know what I mean? And I worked for the Philadelphia Unemployment Project in Newtown, protesting at a place where they wouldn't let a brother in at a hospital, Harlem University Hospital at the time, etc. Boom, 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 boom. But these cops didn't come around trying to beat nobody at that time. I don't know. It was a hangover from the 60s, etc. So, but I got to know quite a few cops, 7 or 8 cops in this community, including a couple state troopers. You know what I mean? And these guys come hang out where we at. Ben would come down, Ben put on his mouth back shirt, I think get off work, you know what I mean? Boom, bang, you know. These brothers, they had their consciousness, you know what I mean? But they were cops, and they knew the difference. You know what I'm getting at? And we need to flood the police department, the political system, the political structures, etc., with progressive people to change the laws, the racist laws and rules, so we can stop and slow down the rate of how black people are killed, 20 times the rate of their white counterparts in the white community. 20 times the rate. Not even the Chicano community have 20 times the rate killers as those killings goes down against us. So that's why it's called a Black Lives Movement. And if we change the laws, yes, Chicano people is going to benefit from it. Everybody's going to benefit from it. You know what I mean? So as we used to say in the Black Panther Party, all power to the people. What is power to the people about? Power to the people is about trying to organize, getting new guards for our future security and happiness on the basis of trying to evolve a greater world of cooperation humanism where our economic lives, our balanced ecology existence will evolve. This is what it's about. It is about that same organizing, all power to the people. Thank you very much.